Attention, friends. I'm recording this video today because our government and its elections are utterly corrupted by the dominating influence of money. Our representatives cannot serve the people while the system requires that they must beg for donations from and avoid the anger of forces of extreme wealth who would threaten donations to their opponents. The corruption and coercion are out in the open. The system has been captured. Everyone can see it. Everyone has seen it for a very long time. We must reclaim our government, but we do not talk about it because we do not know what to do. Here's what we can do. Now, before the next election, we must steer the narrative and create a national conversation about the corrupting influence of money on our elections. We must make our representatives understand that we see, that they see, that we see, that this system has become a broken farce of a representative government, and we will no longer allow the issue to be ignored. Every single candidate before this next election must be made to take a stance on the corrupting influence of money on our government. They can do that by vowing to vote for a constitutional amendment that declares that money is not speech, that we the people have a right and vested interest in our government limiting and making transparent every financial influence on our nation, that we the people have a right and vested interest in making publicly known every single dollar that has flowed into our elections and representatives, and exactly who it has come from in the entirety of the 14 years since the Supreme Court has allowed the bribery to be limitless and hidden from us. That this nation's security and prosperity depend upon the people being able to accurately see what is true about the financial influences acting on it. To that end, we must communicate clearly and tirelessly to all candidates and media alike that we expect a stance to be taken on this amendment as to free our nation from the grasp of hidden wealth now before the next election. We must communicate that we expect their focus and support. That will give each of them a chance to show us if they actually represent us or if they are indeed servants of corruption. Each one can show us if they want to help us see what is true or if they want to help the people that want to keep us from seeing what is true, specifically about the forces of money acting on our election laws and policy. If our cry is loud enough, we will get an answer from each and every one, even if it's only their silence that gives us that answer. We can learn from all media and politicians alike if they would choose to champion the light of truth or the darkness of ignorance. We can learn this even if we see them as on our side or not. We can learn this even if they have responsibility for the broken state of government, even if they have participated in its corruption, even if they have harmed us. We are in a vital moment. What matters the very most for our future is what they would do right now when we make them choose. So let's do it. Let's see exactly who they are. Let's make them show us who they work for. We can create our day to break free, now in this season before the next election. We don't have to be continually stuck choosing to vote against the enemy as our best future slides away from us. That narrative is a trap. We must escape it. This is not a social issue. This is not an economic issue. This is a corruption issue, one that is vital to us staying free and seeing what is true about the forces acting on our government. We have a right and vested interest in knowing the truth of this. If we force that narrative, they cannot divide us. I understand that for some, it's hard to hope the government could work for common good instead of highest bidder. We have been in the dark for so long, but we will not stay there. Any of us who would still dare to hope that the dawn must come again must unite in purpose and will and effort. We can shine together like a beacon for the hearts of others to find and follow. I am asking any of the hopeful who hear this message to take it up and make it their own, to help spread this call now before the next election. If we do not let cynics slow us, we can create a fervor in society that cannot be ignored. I would appreciate if you would sign my related petition, but much more importantly, please use your own talents, art, resources, and connections to find your own best way to shine this cause. We can create a wave of inspiration. That will be much harder for the media and representatives to ignore than any petition. At the very least, talk to people in your daily life about this plan to make this narrative and the need for this constitutional amendment. It's much more powerful than some might think. We all know each other through each other. We are all connected in so many ways. Social media can certainly be used, but I would not rely on it. Whatever you might do, if it is good, do it now, before the next election. We can spread this plan. We can spread hope that it can get done. We can get the politicians and the media on the record with a stance on this constitutional amendment. We can prepare to hold them accountable this November if they fail us. We can learn the truth of what those who have offered endless hidden money have done to us over the last 14 years because they wrongly thought we would never see. We will see them. We can defeat the money that is choking our government, but to do so, we have to use other types of power. Spending money is our enemy's only talent. It is the crux of all their efforts. It's all they can do to stop us. They have never had to get good at anything else. They will be very surprised when we show them the power of the human spirit. Within the heart of mankind, there is a golden ribbon of hope that burns from its depths and connects us all. It connects us to every person who came before us who fought for the good, and it stretches forwards well past us into the greatest possible future for humanity. Seize that ribbon now with me. Make this the season we ignite a light of truth to show our way forwards. Let's take back our government. What do you say? We can do this. Join this cause, please. You will not regret trying.